Flex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
Thanks to Omega XL, I don't have that same pain anymore.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Welcome to SPS Barrel Service, a new online retail shop where you can purchase pre-packed grocery barrels or customize your own barrel. SPS offers groceries, home supplies, pharmaceuticals, clothing, and ships to South America and the Caribbean. With access to high-quality products, affordable pricing, and fast shipping, SPS saves you time, storage, and money. Send barrels to your family members anywhere in the world. Family members can ship to you, or you can shop and ship to yourself. Visit us at spsbarrelservice.com or call 416-567-3553. SPS Barrel Service. You shop, we pack, we ship.
Yes, and that's the way the cookie crumble. So again, we'd like to officially welcome you to tonight's Mikey live program. Olio. So the first thing that we have to tell all your boys from the Ministry of Health. Now the Ministry of from the Ministry of Agriculture, my bad. Now the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands is reminding all concerned, the general public, of the importance of obtaining an import permit before proceeding to bring agricultural seeds and materials into the country. Now, this is in keeping with the Plant Protection Act, which states that no person shall import or offer for importation any plant product except under the authority of a permit issued by the minister. Now, the Plant Quarantine Department under the Pest Management Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture is tasked with keeping out anything that threatens the viability of agriculture in Grenada, with pests being high on the list. Now, Pest Management Officer Thaddeus Peters said it is mandatory that the proper procedures be followed to ensure that the objective of the department is met. Now he says that you need to do an application via the Asikuda word system, which is a platform at the Customs Division. So there is the plant licensing model that you can apply to using the services of a custom broker or persons who can do it on your behalf. You can proceed to do so. Now, once the application comes through, it is determined if the product is something that does not pose a great risk, and once it does not, then it will be approved and conditions will be stated. He explained. Plants and planting material are pathways for the introduction of pests and diseases. Hence, it is advised that all recommendations from the Plant Quarantine Department must be adhered to. It says seeds can carry viruses, pathogens. They can carry things like bacteria and so on. And plants itself can carry insects and nematodes, etc. There are various pests and diseases. So the aim, it is an international standard that does it. All right, it says it is to move plant and plant products from country to country You need to have that sorted out, all right? The regulations and so on in place, because it can put everything at risk. You remember things like the pink millibug and so on. So they're saying that they're trying to keep away all the pests and so on from our shows, so that every person who has the intention of importing such products are expected to follow the procedures. Now, 1 in every 3 women in Grenada has or will experience intimate partner violence, or IPV, in their lifetime. The first comprehensive national survey on gender-based violence, GBV, in Grenada revealed that 29% of all women experienced at least one form of violence, in line with the global average that 1 in 3 women will experience physical and or sexual violence during their lifetime. And you know, sometimes those numbers must be put nicely, because not everyone take these surveys, or not everyone is willing to take these surveys. Sometimes they don't tell the truth and so on, you know, because they are protecting their partners. But that's what's been discovered as it relates to Grenada. Now, these findings are only a small fraction of the data available via the Caribbean Women Count, the Ending Violence Against Women and Girls Data Hub. Now, the result of a collaboration between the UN Women and the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, the hub provides data from 5 national reports on gender-based violence prevalence in an easily accessible and interactive virtual space. Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell, delivering feature remarks to launch the hub, said, "Sisters and brothers, violence against women and girls hurts the moral fabric of our society. Let us redouble our efforts to stamp out this human rights violation that is robbing them of their pride, dignity, and sense of well-being and security." The Grenada Women's Health and Life Experiences Survey was conducted using the CARICOM model, a measurement adapted from the original World Health Organization's global model for assessing the prevalence of violence against women in the Caribbean. Now, the key findings reveal that emotional abuse, the most common form of IPV, and the physical violence are more prevalent than sexual violence. Now, 1 in every 4 Grenadian women has suffered physical violence at some point in time in their life. Close to 1 in every 10 Grenadian women has experienced sexual violence over her lifetime. Emotional abuse is the most common form of IPV and is suffered by about 3 in every 10 Grenadian women. Among the 26.9% of Grenadian women who suffer lifetime physical violence from their intimate partner, for more than 2/3 of them, this violence is severe. Hitting, kicking, burning, or threatening with a weapon. For many women, the abuse does not stop during pregnancy. Among every pregnant woman, 5.3% reported being beaten during at least 1 pregnancy, including in her stomach, over their lifetime. Almost 1 in every 4 Grenadian women will have experienced at least one form of non-partner sexual violence, which includes acts of rape, 10.7%, attempted rape, 10.4%, and unwanted sexual touching, 15.5%. Head of the office, that is the UN Women Multi-Country Office Caribbean, Ms. Tony Broadbar, said that the government of Grenada and civil society have developed and implemented many initiatives to end violence against women and girls. Gender statistics are critical to ensuring the targeted impact and sustainability of these initiatives. Now, and you read these things, and they make you sick. And if you ask me, those are very generous numbers. that when you go into our society and you speak to girls and you speak to women, and the percentage of them who can relate to some form of abuse is just alarming. If you ask me, those numbers are very generous, you know, but it makes me sick. Anyway, we are moving on today. The Minister for Education, Honorable Emmeline Pear, announced the planned reopening of schools in Grenada in September of 2020. School will be reopened on that date, and reminds all that in all of these things will be in keeping with the expectations, and of course will be following guidelines that they have put together to ensure the safety of all students.
Last term, we tested our back-to-school plan with our Form 5 students. Generally speaking, this was a major success, and as I indicated before, credit to all of our stakeholders. Following this period, we continued consultation with our stakeholders. So we had very deep consultation for that first process, and we went into further consultation as it relates to the opening of school on a larger scale. We requested and we received submissions from our principals, from the Grenada Union of Teachers, the Denominational Board, and education officials. These submissions have been extremely helpful in helping us to shape a draft national plan, which we will share the basic content with you this afternoon. The consultation continued with focus groups, and that allowed us to engage even further with some parents and students along the way. In addition to that, we had further consultation with larger groups of stakeholders, and we are satisfied that today the plan that we have, like we did for the reopening of school for Form 5 students, that we are in a place where we can reopen the doors of our school to continue the teaching and learning process that so many look forward to.
All right, now the minister said that they are not going to be forcing anyone at all who doesn't feel comfortable sending their children back to school. But there's, she has said that a lot of this came out, all the decisions that they made and so on, as you are hearing there now, came from consultation with all of the stakeholders.
I would just want to say, Mikey, that we have done as best as we could have done under the circumstances to consult with all possible parties. Prior to the closing of schools, principals were to consult with teachers, submit all of their concerns, all of their recommendations, how they see school rolling out for them in the new year, and this was before school closed in the previous term. We collected all of those feedback from our principals, all the suggestions that came from teachers, we collected all of that. The union was very kind to also send in all of their recommendations, all of their concerns. We have met with them on behalf of teachers. We went through the plan in far more details than we've done today. This is really just a drop in the bucket of the plan. So we went through the details, and we tried our best to ensure that as many of the concerns as possible of all stakeholders were incorporated into the protocols and the plans. Wherever it was not possible to incorporate a recommendation or suggestion from any of our stakeholders, we were very detailed in explaining the why, and we were very detailed in bringing our stakeholders to the table where we presented that minimum. Now remember, I said we are at a phase in consultation. So with all that we got from our principals, all that came from teachers through principals, all that came from the union denominational board, hearing from some parents and some students, we are at draft 1. Now remember, I said we are going back to that next phase of consultation in that 2 weeks when principals and teachers are to report to school, and we are going to give them feedback on some of those plans presented. We are going to get them to finalize things like timetables. We are also going to be discussing some things with them, and that second round of consultation will also include our other stakeholders, our union, teachers union, our denominational boards, and all of that. That would be the second round of consultation. Now, at that time, we are going to be very close to that week before school open.
And of course, they are saying at that point in time, that's when they will decide for sure whether school will be reopening or not. Now, the point is, the minister is saying that, hey, we are making these decisions based on the present conditions. But if things are to change between now and then chances are it may impact the reopening of schools.
When we are going to make that final announcement that school will or will not be opening on the 7th of September. I want to reiterate, I've said to you that based on the current circumstances, health-wise and otherwise, we are purposed to reopen school on the 7th of September. As the Ministry of Health monitors the situation, the developments, we are going to make that final statement to indicate if there will be any changes at all. As it relates to final feedback from our stakeholders, those would be to inform final details as it relates to the detailed plan that will be shared as the final plan that people will be guided by. So I feel comfortable, and of course we're delaying that final consultation to accommodate final feedback from the group of persons you referred to, because there's no way that I'm going to support any decision from the Ministry of Education which says to call out our teachers at this time. I believe they've worked hard. I believe they should get their entire vacation. And 2 weeks before school reopens, when they are expected to return for planning week, this is when we are going to do that final, and we will issue a final statement to the public thereafter.
Thank you very much, Minister for Education. That is Honorable Emmeline Pear. Also, it was announced that the tablets for secondary school students are all in Grenada. That's right. So the devices are here. All right. The permanent secretary spoke about that. He said that the devices are all here. 24,000 laptops and tablets for teachers and students. All right. They say that's what will be arranged for them. All right. They say that in terms of the distribution of those devices, they'll be starting with the secondary schools and teachers, and then the primary schools as well. They say currently these devices are being programmed, and following that, they will be distributed accordingly. We are moving on. How are we looking for time? Or are we going again? Now, the next thing that we had to tell you about, today was no ordinary day in Grenada. Here, where I'm located, we have you know that we set up our own weather system, and we recorded 34 miles per hour winds this morning. Now, that might have been the case in several other parts of Grenada. It was very, very windy. Not much rain, but very windy. It resulted in downed trees, and as well in at least in this case, the downing of a utility pole, resulting in loss of electricity in that area for a bit. The company had to go and they had to do all the reinstallation, well, in terms of that pole and so on. It took a while, but of course that was taken care of. The police also sent out notice because of that that tree and the electricity pole that fell into the road in Molinaire, that deemed the area impassable. All right, and it took them a while to clear it up, but later today we received another correspondence, and in that update police revealed that the road is now passable. But yeah boy, it was one hell of a windy morning in particular, because as the day progressed, the wind speed and also on all that started to subside. All right, but in terms of the morning period, it was crazy windy as Grenada was being affected by the tail end of a tropical wave. We are moving on. How are we looking for time? All you petroleum products boy, spike. Prices of petroleum products gone up this month, you know. Now at the pumps, gasoline moves from $13.12 to $13.22 per imperial gallon. Now diesel moves from $11.95 to $12.08. Kerosene $6.24, up from $6.05. In carrier crew, gasoline moves up the same 10-cent margin like on the mainland, from $13.30 to $13.40, and diesel $12.13 to $12.16, and kerosene from $6.24 to $6.43. In Petite Martinique, gasoline will be sold at $7.80, an increase of 10 cents. Diesel $6.63 to $6.76, and kerosene $6.43, 19 cents up from the old price. A 100-pound cylinder of cooking gas on mainland Grenada goes up by $2.95 to $171.35. The 20-pound cylinder remains the same, $40.37 for the Petro-Caribbean. Now bulk goes up 5 cents to $1.80 a pound. In Carriacou and Petite Martinique, the 100-pound cylinder of cooking gas will now be sold at $194.35, up by $2.95. Now the 20-pound cylinder remains stable at $49.46 for the Petro-Caribbean tank. Bulk will be sold at $1.80 per pound. And that's the new prices, and they took effect as of today. And now we got to let you know that the main health facility in Carriacou, the Princess Royal Hospital, is said to be undergoing a major upgrade as part of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, funded $1.5 million smart hospital project for the island. Now the project includes the installation of smart electrical appliances, new windows and doors, fire alarm and detection system, disability access lockers, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system, and roofing, all which will make the facility disaster ready and water efficient. In the hospital upgrade, we hear that it will be outfitted with a new X-ray machine, which according to reports is already in storage and engaging a potential operator. Now reports have it that as of January actually 2021, Princess Royal Hospital will be able to perform its own X-rays, which is seen as a step in the right direction in beefing up the healthcare system on the sister isle. Good, that's good for you guys, right? And we are moving on. The CPL, yep, the Caribbean Premier League is back. Should I say in full effect? Well, not necessarily in full effect, because spectators and so on are not allowed in the pavilion, but nonetheless, good cricket is still being observed because these games are being streamed live on the various cable channels than those who are authorized to so do. Trinidad Knight Riders versus Amazon Warriors, and then we had, I think just before coming on, it was the Patriots versus the Tridents. All right, so those games are always going to be exciting games. So we're looking forward. What? Minister, take over everything. Yes, so we're looking forward to some good cricket action, and I said I was not going to stay too long on the program tonight because I have to observe the tail end of the last game. All right, but anyway, guys, yes, so the CPL is back. Don't want to watch no CPL and neglect our Mikey Life program because we are real tired. You know, so I'm telling all you, good. We have more about the tablets and so on later on coming up in the national report, folks. All right, but in a moment we have the weather for you and the national report, but let's just take a water break. We will be back.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis, Mr. Killer Map, and I endorse this message.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
To deal with the dry season and the current demand for constant hand washing, you require adequate water storage. Tough times require smart solutions. Invest in a water tank that meets the needs of you and your family. Visit On The Spot Hardware and select the tank that suits your needs. Don't have the cash? No problem. Talk to us about the alternative payment option. And don't forget, we deliver right to your doorstep. On The Spot Hardware, the rock where all solid foundations begin. All right, family members, it is now time for the National Report.
Ministry of Education expects staggered reopening of school to run smoothly. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Welcome back with the details to the news for Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. I am Rikisha St. Louis. Minister for Education Honorable Emmeline Pear is confident that plans to adopt a staggered approach to the reopening of school on September 7th will be successful. During a press conference on Tuesday, Minister Pear explained that the approach was piloted in June with the return of fifth form students to the classrooms. Following months of consultations with stakeholders, parents and students, a national plan was formulated to reopen school, which will cost the government in excess of $1.9 million for the 4-month period from September to December. Minister Pear gave the assurance that the national plan will provide mental support to students as well as adopt protocols approved by the Ministry of Health to ensure their safety and health.
This draft plan takes into serious consideration the psychosocial support that is needed for students as they return, particularly or students who would be returning for the first time since March. It also takes into consideration the health and safety of all of our students and staff. This plan is also guided by the protocols that we published when the Form 5s returned to school. And that particular protocol that was used then has been updated and will be shared at the school level.
The minister outlined space as one of the major challenges that surfaced during the deliberations to reopen schools. She said the final decision on accommodation rests with the principals and teachers.
Space in our respective schools, particularly in our classrooms. It means that if we are to go with the national protocol of 6 feet distancing, physical distancing, we do have a significant challenge. It therefore means that in reopening school, we must go down to the school-specific plan as it relates to what happens in the case of an individual student. By that I mean there are some schools that may be able to accommodate a child every day of the week. And there may be schools where every student will not be accommodated every day of the week, and the school-specific plan will speak to that.
Minister Pear will address the nation the week before school reopens to outline the specifics for the school term to ensure a smooth transition during this period. Continuing the news, government says it will collect $181 million less in revenue than what was previously expected because of the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. During an address to the nation on Monday evening, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, said faced with the reality, government had to revise downwards revenue initially proposed in the 2020 budget, given the projected 40% or more in reduction on average in revenue collected by the Inland Revenue and Customs departments.
Accordingly, 2020 expenditure must be brought in line. This means that the budgets of most ministries will have to be adjusted to deal with the revenue reduction, and measures such as streamlining discretionary recurrent expenditure, stricter manpower management, and waste reduction initiatives must be implemented.
Dr. Mitchell says government will place significant emphasis on aggressively implementing capital projects that are funded by external grants and loans in order to create jobs and stimulate the economy. On another subject, Dr. Mitchell expressed serious concern over the fact that many seem oblivious to the dangers of COVID-19 and continue to break all protocol, even assembling in large numbers for carnival-like activities. The Prime Minister said even if it means the loss of some political support, government will do what is in the best interest of the health and well-being of the citizens of this country.
It must be made clear that we have received reports from many concerned citizens throughout the length and breadth of this country. People from all strata of the society who are very alarmed by the type of behavior we saw displayed recently. It was brought to our attention that we cannot be seen as allowing that image of the country to prevail. The government has a fundamental responsibility to protect the people's lives, while at the same time recognizing the right of the people to socialize and enjoy themselves. That right, sisters and brothers, is not something government will ever try to take away from anyone.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Andel, says more than 9,000 devices are now being configured to be distributed when school reopens in September. He said overall, the ministry has 24,000 devices on island for both students and teachers to aid in the government's thrust to fully adopt an e-learning approach at schools. During the COVID-19 lockdown period, the ministry kicked in its e-learning platforms into full gear, enabling students and teachers to complete the curriculum. The ministry recorded a successful transition into e-learning during that period. P.S. Andel said 9,600 e-users are so far registered by the ministry. Parents are expected to pay an annual registration fee of $50 upon collection at the schools.
We are being deliberate in our efforts to provide a system that is secure, that is useful and is relevant. In short, we are taking our time to do it right. Students' tablets and devices would be distributed to the parents. So parents are the ones that would be collecting the devices. The collection of the devices would be at the school level. Specific days would be allocated to each school where parents would come in to collect. To accommodate working parents, collection would be in the afternoon.
During the week of August 24th, the ministry will engage cleaners to thoroughly sanitize the institutions and ensure signs are posted in key areas so students can be reminded of what is expected. Chief Education Officer Angela Finley said although different schools have varying accommodation capabilities, every school will adopt the staggered approach from September 7th.
The start for Michaelmas term 2020-2021. So Michaelmas term, the 7th of September, this would mark the return of students in a staggered manner for all schools. So even if there are schools that can hold all the children, we are very purpose because there are some things that we really want to give special attention in that week, and we would want all teachers to be on deck, on board, to support smaller groups of students than usual. So schools would get that information, parents would be provided with that information as to what period is set aside for that particular cohort of students, okay, be it Form 5, grade 6, kindergarten, they would all be returning in that week for just one day. And there are some specific things that they would treat with during that day.
Finally, in the news, Grenada now has an online platform where statistical information on violence against women and girls can be accessed. That's following the launch of Caribbean Women Count, the Ending Violence Against Women and Girls Data Hub, earlier today. Delroy Louison has the details in this report.
Absence of adequate data can hinder progress in creating informed and effective policies. Therefore, in a bid to provide relevant data, national prevalence surveys on gender-based violence were conducted in 5 CARICOM countries, namely Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, and Grenada. These studies were done with the support of the UN Women Multi-Country Office for the Caribbean, governments, stakeholders, and a number of developmental partners. With the aim of making the survey data more accessible, Caribbean Women Count, the Ending Violence Against Women and Girls Data Hub, a web-based platform, was developed to illustrate information on the prevalence of the different forms of intimate partner violence and non-partner sexual violence in all 5 pilot countries. Delivering the feature address and signaling the official launch of the new portal, Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell stated that while efforts are being made to curb abuse of women and girls, we must not ignore the fact that young men and boys are also being affected.
While we talk about violence, and the initiative, as I mentioned before, is noble, the fact is, in our present world of the liberalization of sexual orientation, the fact is the problems are emerging about what's occurring for young boys. We've probably not seen it yet emanating as major issues, but they are in fact, and I know that is in fact occurring in our own countries. And some of our young boys are being abused by those who are supposed to know better. Some of us walking around with jacket and tie and doing things that destroys the young men and young girls of our society.
Admin Interim Head of Office, UN Women Multi-Country Office for the Caribbean, Tony-Ann Brodba, speaks to the significance of gender statistics.
The work towards ending violence against women and girls, one of the worst scourges of gender inequality, is at the root of UN Women's mandate to support countries in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals through gender equality and women's empowerment. The government of Grenada and civil society have developed and implemented many successful initiatives to end violence against women and girls. However, sometimes it seems as though the boundaries keep moving. Perhaps it's because we've never had the data and statistics to define the boundaries. Gender statistics are critical to ensuring the targeted impact and sustainability of all initiatives.
Minister for Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Honorable Delma Thomas, highlighted some statistics from the report, which she says are very alarming.
The result of the study shows that in their lifetimes, 29% of all women in Grenada have experienced physical or sexual violence by an intimate partner. 30% have experienced emotional abuse by an intimate partner. 23% have experienced at least one form of sexual violence by someone who is not an intimate partner. 21% experienced sexual abuse while they were children, and 27% experienced sexual harassment. Ladies and gentlemen, these are staggering figures. While the figures showing rates during the last year are less dramatic, with emotional violence topping the list at 10%, this reality demands our attention and our collective action.
The launch of the hub was held in conjunction with the launch of the Grenada Women's Health and Life Experiences Study 2018 report. The online portal will be released by the end of this week. For the National Report, I'm Delroy Louzan.
Thank you, Delroy. That report just ended the national report for today, Tuesday, August 18th. Let's recap the top story. Ministry of Education expects staggered reopening of school to run smoothly. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you, Rikisha, and everyone else who are part of the production of the National Report. The weather, partly cloudy and breezy with light to moderate showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25.5 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 9 feet in open waters. A marine advisory remains in effect. All right, so guys out there, please be cautious. All right, the waters are really choppy. Now let's say hello to a few people who are tuned in on the live. You know, whether you're higher, some of you might be saying things, some of you may not be saying anything, but we could only say hi to those who are saying things. All right, John Fleming, Sweetness, that's my sister Lintona, and Trevelyn, Rolander, and Noreen, and Ezran, and Yvonne, and Joyous, and Cynthia, and Celine, and also Suzette. Hello to you, Margaret, and Robbie. Thank you for watching as well. And Patsy, thanks for watching. Kireen and Hazel, and Zaka. Thanks for watching again, as well as Eunice and Doris. Michelle and Osric, thank you for watching as well. And all the other folks, you don't say anything, you're always in the program, and you're wondering how come your name is not being called. It's because we call the names of the people who are chatting, because that's the only way we know who's viewing. All right, Marlene, did I say Marlene already? And Sharon, and Deslin, and Deborah, Allah, alright, Rolander, and Lisa, and Cassie, Safrina, Serafina, Ernesto, Daniela, we have Vicky with us. Is it Danielia? Danielia? We have Irma with us as well, and Glenda, and Angel, and Lisa, and Alvin, and Shana. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. And Gwendolyn, I see that you're there as well. Anne and Mashana, thank you for watching. Alright guys, so Ernesto, big up yourself. Thanks again guys, and we're going to touch base tomorrow, God's willing. Alright, so take care of yourselves, be good to your family, be good to yourself. Alright, and just know that life is short, man, so go ahead and live it to the fullest. We will again touch base tomorrow, God's willing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No. Good night, everyone.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis, Mr. Killer Map, and I endorse this message.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah?
Boy, in line, boy, your house looking real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, we did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
Thanks to Omega XL, I don't have that same pain anymore.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Welcome to SPS Barrel Service, a new online retail shop where you can purchase pre-packed grocery barrels or customize your own barrel. SPS offers groceries, home supplies, pharmaceuticals, clothing, and ships to South America and the Caribbean. With access to high-quality products, affordable pricing, and fast shipping, SPS saves you time, storage, and money. Send barrels to your family members anywhere in the world. Family members can ship to you, or you can shop and ship to yourself. Visit us at spsbarrelservice.com or call 416-567-3553. SPS Barrel Service. You shop, we pack, we ship.
To deal with the dry season and the current demand for constant hand washing, you require adequate water storage. Tough times require smart solutions. Invest in a water tank that meets the needs of you and your family. Visit On The Spot Hardware and select the tank that suits your needs. Don't have the cash? No problem. Talk to us about the alternative payment option. And don't forget, we deliver right to your doorstep. On The Spot Hardware, the rock where all solid foundations begin.